Good morning, students. This is Latif sir. Today I'll discuss about effect of temperature on reaction rate. Effect of temperature on reaction rate. In the last video, I have discussed about first order chemical reactions, and I have given the integrated rate law equation for first order chemical reaction, which was react. K is equal to 2.303 by T into log A0 divided by A, where A0 is the initial concentration of reactant and A means concentration of reactant after time T. Okay, and this was the integrated rate law of first order reaction I have told in the previous video, and I have also given the half life time equation for first order reaction, and for first order reaction the half life of a first order reaction, which is denoted by T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. K is the velocity constant of the reaction. You have to remember these two equations, because using these two equations for a first order reaction you have to do some numericals. Okay, you have to solve some numerical problems on the basis of integrated rate law of first order chemical reactions. Today I am going to discuss about effect of temperature on chemical rate of chemical reactions. To understand the effect of temperature on chemical reaction, you have to know an important equation which is known as Arrhenius equation. So temperature and reaction rate, and today I'll discuss about an important equation that which is also called Arrhenius equation. Okay, so temperature has a profound influence on the reaction velocity or reaction rate. In homogeneous thermal reactions, for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, rise in temperature, the velocity of reaction is doubled or tripled. Okay, so for every 10 degrees Celsius it is found for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, the velocity of reaction is found to be doubled or triple, and the ratio is called temperature coefficient. So what is the temperature coefficient? It is the ratio of velocity constant at two different temperature. Okay, one velocity constant, you have to take velocity constant at a particular temperature T, and you have to take another velocity constant of the same reaction at temperature T plus 10 degree, T plus 10. That means 10 degrees Celsius more than the initial temperature. Okay, suppose if you if you calculate the velocity constant of a reaction at 300 degrees 300 Kelvin temperature, then velocity constant at 310 degrees 310 Kelvin is known as KT plus 10, and the ratio of velocity constant at two different temperature, and the difference between these two temperature will be 10 degrees Celsius or 10 Kelvin. Okay, so KT plus 10 divided by KT will be nearly equal to 2 or 3. that is, for every 10 degree Celsius rise in temperature, 10 degree rise in temperature, velocity constant or velocity of the reaction double or triple. Scientist Arrhenius showed that the velocity constant, that is K, of a chemical reaction increases exponentially with temperature. Velocity constant of a chemical reaction increases exponentially with temperature for a large number of reactions. It was observed that the plot of log K against temperature T gives a linear relation, and he therefore suggested empirically an equation, and he gave a relation between the velocity constant and temperature, which was K is equal to capital A into e to the power minus EA by RT. This is called Arrhenius equation, and the the Arrhenius equation shows the relation between velocity constant K and the temperature. So the Arrhenius equation is K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT, where capital A is called frequency factor or pre-exponential factor. EA represent activation energy of the reaction. What is activation energy? I will discuss later. And R is the universal gas constant. T is the temperature in Kelvin scale. Okay. If K1 and K2 are the rate constant at two different temperature, T1 and T2 respectively, if K1 and K2 are rate constant at two different temperature, T1 and T2 respectively, then you can write by taking logarithm by taking logarithm on both sides of Arrhenius equation, that is ln K1 is equal to ln A minus EA by RT1, and ln K2 is equal to ln A minus EA by RT2. Now if you subtract these two equations, you will get ln K2 minus ln K1 is equal to EA by RT1 minus EA by RT2, or ln K2 by K1 is equal to EA by R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. If you convert ln to log 10, so it becomes log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. This is an important relation between temperature and velocity constant at two different temperature. If at two different temperature T1 and T2, if the velocity constant is velocity constant are K1 and K2, then you can write log K2 by K1 is equal to EA. EA means activation energy divided by 2.303 R into 1 by T, within bracket 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Again, according to the Arrhenius equation, that is K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT, taking logarithm of this equation, the equation becomes ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT. Now you have to plot between ln K versus 1 by T. You will see that a straight line with negative slope. A straight line with negative slope. The plot of ln K versus log K versus 1 by T. And the this is an Arrhenius plot So according to this plot, you can calculate the value of activation energy from the slope of this graph, huh, of this straight line with negative slope, and the slope is minus Ea by R. And from the slope of this graph you can calculate the activation energy of the reaction. Okay, and you can also calculate the activation energy from this equation also. That is, equation is log k2 by k1 is equal to Ea by 2.303 R into within first bracket 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. This is an important reaction equation. You have to remember, by using this equation you have to calculate activation energy. Okay, you can also calculate activation energy by plotting ln k versus 1 by T for a particular reaction. If you plot ln k, that is the log of velocity constant, versus 1 by T, then you will get a straight line with negative slope, and from the slope you can get the value of activation energy. Okay, now activated complex or transition state. What is activated complex? You know that in a chemical reaction, reactants undergoing in a chemical change to give product. Okay, activated complex is the highest energy unstable intermediate between reactant and products. Initially the bond start breaking between the reactants, and the new bonds start forming between the product molecule, okay, or in product molecule. And activated complex is the highest energy unstable intermediate between the reactant and product, and get decomposed immediately, having very short lifetime to give the product. So reactants converts into products through an activated complex. Activated complex is the unstable complex. The existence of activated complex or transition state, it is also called transition state, is very low. Okay, that's why after forming the activated complex from reactant, the activated complex within very small time, the activated complex or transition state decomposed to give the product. And the activated complex is the highest energy unstable intermediate. It is intermediate between reactant and product. Okay, intermediate between reactant and product having high energy. In this activated state complex or transition state, bonds of reactant are not completely broken, while the bonds of product are not completely formed. In this activated complex, the bonds of reactant are not completely broken, while the bonds of products are not completely formed. See the graph. This is the reaction profile or energy profile graph of a chemical reaction. So it is actually energy versus reaction coordinate graph. In the energy axis, you can see it is written ER. ER means energy of reactant, and EP means energy of product, and ET is the threshold energy, and EA is the activation energy of the reaction. So activation energy is the difference in energy between the threshold energy and energy of reactant. Okay, so what is threshold energy? Threshold energy is the minimum amount of energy which the reactant must possess in order to convert into product is known as threshold energy. You have to know that each substances, each reactant and products, they have some some amount of potential energies, internal energies. Here it is shown that reactants are represented by ER, and energy of products are represented by EP. Okay, and the value of ER is greater than value of EP. It is clear, and value of ET is greater than value of ER, and EA activation energy is the difference between ET minus ER. Okay, from the graph it is clear. And threshold energy is the minimum amount of energy which the reactant must possess in order to convert into product is known as threshold energy. You can also say that, first see the graph. To convert reactant to product, the first reactant converts into activated complex, then activated complex break down to form or decompose to form product. Okay, so first energy of reactant must be increased, and the energy of reactant must be increased, and it will be equal to, it should be equal to the threshold energy of the reaction. That is, there is an energy barrier for conversion of reactant to product. To convert reactant to product, the energy of reactant, first the energy of reactant will first you have to increase the energy of reactant up to threshold energy, and then after decomposing the activated complex, the product will be formed. Okay, so threshold energy is the barrier of the chemical reaction. This is the minimum energy which the reactant must possess in order to convert into products is known as threshold energy. And now activation energy. What is activation energy? The additional amount of energy required by the reactants. Reactant already have some energy which is represented by ER, and reactant have to get some more energy. Otherwise, the reactor will never convert into the product. Okay, and the energy of the reactant must have overcome the energy barrier of the reaction. So the additional energy required by the reactant, so that their energy become equal to the threshold value or threshold energy of the reaction, is known as activation energy. And activation energy is given by EA is equal to ET minus ER. ET is threshold energy minus energy of reactant. So so what is the activation energy? It is the additional amount of energy required by the reactant so that their energy become equal to the threshold value, is known as activation energy. Now, activation energy, lower the activation energy, faster is the reaction. Lower the activation energy, faster is the chemical reaction, while higher the activation energy, slower the chemical reaction. Different reactions have different rates because their activation energies are different. Activation energy is a constant for a particular reaction. Activation energy is constant for a particular reaction, and activation energy does not depend on temperature, volume, pressure, etc. But activation energy gets affected by catalyst. So activation energy of a chemical reaction does not depends on temperature, volume, pressure, etc. but gets affected by catalyst. Here, to energy profile diagram, one for exothermic reaction and one another is for endothermic reaction is given here. So see the first see the figure given in the left side. This figure is for exothermic reaction. In case of exothermic reaction, according to the figure, if you in this figure it is shown that the energy of reactant is higher than the energy of product. Energy of reactant is higher than the energy of product. That's why in this exothermic reaction, energy will be released. That's why this is exothermic reaction. That is, when the energy of reactant is higher than the energy of product, or energy of product is lower than the energy of reactant, then energy will be released, okay, in the conversion of reactant to product. While when the energy of product is higher than the energy of reactant, the energy of product is higher than the energy of reactant, then energy will be absorbed, and then the reaction is known as endothermic reaction. Okay, so these two graph shows the one is for exothermic reaction. In exothermic reaction, energy of product is lower than the energy of reactant, and the second graph shows that energy of product is higher than the energy of reactant, that is energy absorbed. So this is endothermic reaction. Now the last point, role of catalyst in a chemical reaction. I have told that the activation energy of a chemical reaction gets affected by catalyst but do not depends on temperature, pressure, volume, etc. A catalyst is a chemical substance which alters the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing in permanent chemical change. A catalyst is a chemical substance which alters the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. In the chemical reaction, catalyst provides an alternate pathway of reaction, an alternate pathway or reaction mechanism by reducing the activation energy between the reactants and product, and hence lowering the potential energy barrier. Okay, so due to presence of catalyst, the activation energy of the reaction decreases. That's why the rate of chemical reaction increases. Okay, so what is the role of catalyst in the chemical reaction? The catalyst decreases the activation of the activation energy of the chemical reaction, and therefore the rate of chemical reaction increases. Okay, thank you.